Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Pop896 here. I'm gonna do a little review on Socom 4. I know this game isn't really. It's kind of like confrontation right now. You know, we're kind of waiting for the patches and stuff, which I'm gonna discuss everything in this video of my opinions on how Zipper's doing. And I'm just gonna start off by going down this list of things that I've typed down. So, the first thing that I want to go over is Zipper and how they did not include this party system from day one. They should have had this. There's no excuses at all that they did not have this party system in this game. I don't care if they had one and it was bad. They should have at least had like a fallback from the very get-go of this game. This game's been in development for 3 years. Another big thing for me is the spawn delay. Sometimes it can take upwards to 30 seconds to spawn. I've had it. I was in a clan war and I was watching a guy and I spawned so late that I watched this guy rush into their spawn and die. So, I mean, for me, I didn't really care because I knew where the dude was at now, but sometimes, like the other day, my friend spawned late, and the guy, he got up on high rise, and he got it all the way. We were on the, I forgot what side we were on. We must have been on the sills. So he only got into that left building. He was still on the highway, and then he died. So that spawn delay, it needs to be fixed. This game's all about timing. It's all about those pre-nades. And another thing about those grenades, for me, in this game, it is just, it's ridiculously hard without that grenade arc to throw a grenade and be accurate for me. I mean, of course, if you can see where you want to throw it and you put your crosshair or whatever, I mean, it's pretty easy if you're not moving and stuff, but if you're moving and you're trying to throw over a wall and stuff, this game is just horrible. They need a better way to implement throwing grenades in this game. The current system, I don't care if it's server lag. I don't think this game needs that Call of Duty style. Even if we could have the option to turn it on and off, like if we wanted a grenade system, and they also need custom controller presets. Who wants to use these default controls? I mean, some people, they want to use different buttons, and it just varies so much what different people want. And I don't ever think that a generic control scheme will, ever fit everybody, one broad public. I mean, shoot, the PlayStation Move, you can't even talk in classic mode, even though we do have an up button on the D-pad on the navigation controller. But that's a tangent. Let me get back to what I'm trying to review this game on. Also, the camera collision in this game, if you're going through anything close, there's like a wall next beside you. I think there should be like a first person view. And, I mean, obviously I won't play it like that every single time, but it's nice when you're going in those close quarters combat. It's a lot easier to see. And the camera collision in this game is just, it's god awful. They need a better way. They need to fix that ASAP. I mean, that camera, it'll zoom in right when you're shooting somebody, and it'll mess your aim all up. There's no, like the crosshair, there's no dot. And it sounds kind of stupid and kind of petty, but every game typically, well, Socom, even Mag has the dot, so I think that it helps with hipfire accuracy. And these guys, Zipper, they want us to, I think they're turning this game into Call of Duty. They don't want you to hipfire. There's like, you gotta aim down the sight for that increased accuracy. You can still burst fire and hip, but it's extremely hard. You're gonna get a lot of bullet spray. And also, there should be no bullet spray. I believe in recoil. It takes skill to do recoil. That's like in confrontation. Now, I know some people like bullet spray versus recoil, but in my opinion, I like recoil. It takes more skill. I think it's a lot harder. I mean, anybody can burst shots, you know, but if you can burst shots and use recoil, I think you're a lot more skilled player. Also, for the people who were complaining about the headshots in this game, I did a quick stat check, and in Socom competition, out of the 13,000 kills that I had, 3,000 of those kills were headshots. And I just checked my Socom 4 stats, and it's 25% of my kills. So 25% of 10,000 is about 2,500, and you know, I mean, it's about 300 kills off. You know, 13,000 and then 3,000 headshots. So headshots in this game, I think that, you know, you're shooting and then they just happen, but I do think that it is accurate. Might be a little bit of give and take, might be a little bit easier, but overall, I think, you know, it's the same. Also, the C4 in this game, you can just chuck it, and that thing is like a nuke. Right now, I think they should definitely nerf it, but I mean, don't kill it. I think it is pretty fun. I do it right now. You can consider me a noob. I don't really care, but I think it helps clear out a room and stuff. It's, for me, I think it's a lot easier than throwing a grenade. It's a lot more accurate. You can't throw it as far, but the detonation for me is a lot sooner than a grenade. And I think it's a lot easier to get campers that are behind cover, which cover, I think, in my opinion, should be removed from Classic, or you should at least be able, they should at least turn the crosshairs off in cover. It's really cheap. This isn't Uncharted or Gears of War. This is Socom. You shouldn't be able to do that. I mean, I know in older Socoms you can kinda, I mean, pre-aim is the term that I'm gonna use. In this game, pre-aiming means your crosshairs are on the guy. And also, if you are using cover, you gotta be on that edge, which is also really stupid. But getting off on a tangent, I think they need to make the grenade throwing C4. They need to nerf the C4 a little bit, and they need to make that grenade throwing a lot more fluid and a lot more smooth.
We greatly underestimated our enemies.
Alright, now that I've talked about some of the gameplay mechanics, I kind of want to go over the main menu, that sort of stuff, the control scheme, like in the menus and stuff, and different types of game modes now. The fact, it's not really that big of a deal, but you can't even change your loadout like in the menus and stuff. And for me, like before Clan War stuff, I want to be able to choose my loadouts, you know, see what gun I should choose over one another, what different, you know, what type of equipment I should bring and stuff like that. You know, the 30 seconds that you get before a game, I mean, it's pretty ample, but I would like, you know, I mean, I'm not going to be doing anything besides talking in the lobby and stuff, so I don't have a text chat anymore. So they could at least have in the pre-game lobby a change loadout option. Another thing about this game is that they really didn't include any of the classic like game modes, which also makes no sense to me, which I guess Zipper, I really don't understand Zipper right now. So,
eliminate the hostiles.
But they don't have demolition or breach or escort, control, extraction, any of those type of game modes that are just a classic core to Socom. The only thing that they've really included is suppression, and that's in every multiplayer game, every shooter multiplayer game. Don't get me wrong, I like these new game modes and they're pretty fun, but why they didn't include the classic game modes is is once again I'm not understanding Zipper and where they're coming from, and the fact that they didn't even have really, up to my knowledge, included any classic maps. You know, like classic map that is playable right now is abandoned, and since the PlayStation Store is down right now, as of May 26th, if you didn't enter that Socom Pro code, or no, you didn't enter that pre-order code, you don't have abandoned, and that right now is the only classic map that they have out of, like, I don't know how many maps they have altogether now in the Socom franchise, but it's gotta be over 100, including the PlayStation Portable maps, which I think this is a really big tangent, but I'd really like to see the PlayStation Portable maps be brought to the PlayStation 3 format. Now, I think this overall game is really stable. They got some bugs and stuff, but what they should have done, instead of releasing the beta a month before the retail release date, which they already had the game packaged up when they did the beta, which made absolutely no sense. But they should have play tested it with not Zipper people, but they should have hired a small group of people 6 months ahead of time and told them to play the hell out of it and to bring us back the bugs so that they could have fixed it. I mean, a beta 1 month ahead of time was just, that's a horrible idea, especially with the bugs that they had. I think they lost a lot of sales. And Zipper has even made it so obvious that they really don't care about us. I mean, I'm nitpicky right now, but I mean, you do gotta at least think about it. To click to the classic, you have to go to the right of regular, which is respawn. Now, if I'm Zipper and I'm thinking about core Socom 2, classic would be first. I mean, that's no problem in my head. Why, we gotta go over to the right? I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I'm just trying to say that in Zipper's mind frame, they don't really even care about us classic people. I mean, that's just my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. Alright guys, thank you for watching my video. I knew I was really nitpicky in this one, and I didn't even go over every single little detail, but I wanted to bring out some light. And I think that this game overall, I'd give it a C. Right now, in my opinion, it's not Socom. As my status says right now, Socom 4 is not a Socom. So if you could leave me a comment, let me know how I did. That means a lot. Thank you guys for watching this. Later.